Hey folks, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to talk about Parker, specifically the Parker ball pen, more commonly known as the Parker Jotter. You don't see the name Jotter very often, but the Parker Classic is what we most commonly find in our stores. This Parker Jotter is so iconic that it's very hard to have not encountered it or used it if you had went through college or work or school. This is available in every other supermarket. It's available in a lot of stationery stores, and it's super common in India. And there are so many varieties in this particular pen. That's a very good gifting choice, and you will definitely have encountered this pen. But is it a great pen? I'm going to start right away by saying that I'm not a big fan of the pen, mostly because of the ball pen, the ink, the quality of writing is very not that great. I use the classic more often. This is the old one. This is a very old packaging. I had one from 2021, but recently it's very easier to find this model. This is the Latitude. It's the same ball pen series, but it has a new and improved ink and new and improved refill. The refill works with not only the click pen but also with the twist pen. So it's easier to find this refill now. But this is the most common model, and I think I would have encountered this more. And I'm going to talk about this one in particular because even though it's bad, there are ways to make it work for you. And the best reason for this is because one, it's a pen that lasts a very long time. I have a whole bunch of these lying around. And it's also based on a refill system that is like the gold standard for refills. So let's talk about that a little later. Let's first talk about Parker in general. Parker here in India is made by Luxor. They're manufactured and made in India. Although they have the rights from the original Parker brand, which now has its manufacturing in France. Not earlier they used to do it in US, UK, but right now the main manufacturing is in France. This one is made in India. It's manufactured right here in India. So this is the newer model, and we'll see this also is manufactured by in India as well. So this is primarily a ball pen, meaning it uses a viscous ink, and that viscous ink is what I'm not a big fan of. And there are much smoother ball pens out in the world. But this is such a classic design that it has inspired others also to follow suit. The Jotter is also something that Reynolds has adopted. Like, for example, this is the Reynolds Jetter, which is, you can see, very inspired by the whole Parker Jotter design. Jotter Classic is actually it's made of a plastic body with a metal top. This is the classic Jotter, and it's got this metal tip at the bottom that prevents this plastic from breaking. And you will not see this tip in the metal designs. This is from Hauser, and you will similarly find a very similar looking model in almost the same dimensions in Snyder as well, and you will find one in Schaefer as well. So this is a classic Jotter, the plastic body and a metal top, and but the satisfying click is there nevertheless. And of course, the Reynolds Jetter, which is would have also seen this very commonly, and it's a very popular and it's much cheaper than the Parker. So I've seen my parents use this a lot. Yeah. So let's look at the couple of other fountain pens. They come in a bunch of varieties. I have a few of them here. There are way more combinations as such. There are combinations with gold trim, silver trim, and there's one of my favorites. Wait, let me pull it out of the box. This is the matte black version with a gold trim, right? This has a slimmer profile. This is the Jotter, and this you can see that there are some variances because between models they do change, but mostly they are just called the classic model. I want you to find out which one of these is the odd one out in this one. And if you would be right to point out this one, this is a Parker Jotter, yes, but you will notice that there's no metal tip at the bottom. This is not a classic Jotter. This is not plastic. Rather, what it is a slight see-through sheet over the metal layer of the pen. And this pen is special in a way in that this one is a gel pen, right? So you see, this is a gel pen from Parker. This is a Parker original refill. They do not sell this anymore. I have not been able to spot it. This is at least 5 6 years old, but this had a slightly better writing experience than the ball pens. So I'll show you that. This is the Parker gel pen. It lands a thinner line, but there's a lot of friction and it's very scratchy to write with this Parker gel, right? And compared to the Parker ball pen, I have a problem with this because one, the colors are not great. You can see that it's not a very consistent line across the writing, and it also skips. For example, this one, I think, let me check. Yeah, this pen, this again is a different one in that this is a copper model. This came out when around COVID, and it was marketed as a pen that would be antimicrobial. So this was very popular. But you can see there is no consistency with the writing. You could, of course, apply a lot of pressure, and this pressure is one thing that puts me off because I'm mostly using fountain pens, and as soon as I switch to a ball pen, your entire writing style has to change to apply a lot of pressure down onto the paper. Now, I thought the gel pen would be good, but it's not. It's scratchy, it's rough. You don't have to put as much pressure, but you can literally hear it, right? Let me show this to you. Can you hear the sound? It's so scratchy, right? So how do we fix this? And the beauty lies in this, right? When I showed you this gel, you will notice that this looks exactly like the refill that Parker sell, right? So if you take any standard Parker refill, it's the same one. This is called as a G2 refill, and there is an ISO standard for this. So you can easily find these refills anywhere, right? So can you see that? So this is called as a G2 refill. This is a Parker standard refill. This is a gel replacement. You can find this gel now on Amazon, but they are 3,000 a piece, which is ridiculous. 3,000, I don't know, maybe it's worth it for you, but this does not write well enough for me to even consider it, even if it was cheaper, right? So let me try to put this back in. So the spring is a little flimsy if you try to directly insert it. So let's fold this up. So this is a gel pen, but this G2 is a very standard one. So I have done a few experiments with these, and I'll talk you through some of them. So one of the popular options that I have tried is this one. This is, you will immediately notice that this one writes differently. Oops, this is not writing well. But this one is a refill from the company called Submarine. They make a lot of fountain pens and writing instruments. This looks like a gel pen. They have a gel refill. So I did find a few more replacement refills for this Submarine refill. So it writes like a ball pen. It's much thinner or finer than the Parker Fine, and it writes more consistently once it starts writing. There are false starts, of course, but that's a thing with ball pens. So you can't avoid it because it needs to slightly heat up to start writing well. But once you start writing, you can see that it delivers a very consistent line. It's a little rough, but the ink and the smoothness of writing is there. It feels like a more regular ball pen than Parker's refills are not great. It's worse than something that you can get for 10 or 20 rupees in the on the market. But this one definitely improves that experience. Now, if you want something slightly better, then you could interchange ones from the Hauser and stuff. I haven't tried that, but here is something that I tried. This is from Smid, is that they make fountain pen feed and nibs, but they also have this easy flow technology refill for, which is a standard G2 refill. You can see the standard being listed here as, one second, let me bring that closer. Can you see that on the pen? I'm having trouble focusing. Do you see that? Anyways, it says ISO 12757-1 G2. That seems to be the standard for it. So this is a standard refill, so you should be able to buy this. It comes like this if you look at it. So this is Mid Easy Flow 9000M. right? And it comes like this, and you get a pair of these for 500. They are costly, but they give you a much better writing experience. This one is much smoother, right? And this is having some demo problems, but I did not have trouble earlier with it. This is definitely smoother. I prefer this to the Parker. One, it's much thicker, much darker lines. There is skipping in this, but maybe it's because I haven't used it in a while. But you can see as you use it, it's a much better ink, much legible ink, and smoother. The feel is really good when it glides on the paper, and there's no scratching as such. If I bring it close, you will realize that there's no scratching. It's just smooth, right? So I really like this one. So I carry this very often. But the best result I have gotten out of all these experiments is with this Monteverde refill. One second, let me pull it up. This is the one. I had it in one of these pens. Let me try. I think it's this one. Yep. So yeah, you can see the Monteverde refill. This is a gel refill, and this gel refill comes in a couple of colors. Purple, green, and red are available on Amazon right now. I got the blue one because I wanted blue ink for regular use. This elevates it to another level altogether. And this is a gel refill. This is from Monteverde. And as you can see, this one, you don't need to apply as much pressure. This is more like a roller ball slash gel. And it drops ink very consistently, and I'm really impressed by this experience. Now this is something that you can just quickly pull out and write without having false starts or skip lines, and even the SQUID somehow let me down but in this demo. But the Monteverde, being a gel pen, just writes very consistently as soon as you start writing with it. So there are a lot of options you can try. You can mix match and make these pens work for you, right? The Parkers are a very classic model. The newer nibs are better in the ink, but they do not offer. It's very hard to find anything other than blue refills in the market. Very hard. You can get black online, and that's pretty much it. But I had some luck finding some red refills, blue refills. There is another company called Yukoba. This is just 20 rupees, and you can refill these pens with red color as well. I am getting a bunch of the other colors on the Monteverde soon. I want to try those and experiment with that. But the beauty of this classic model is that this G2 refill is essentially, and you can easily find replacements for this. You can even find a space pen refill, which is basically a pressurized ball pen refill with a G2 style design. So you can get one of those Fisher space pen refills and use this in a Parker pen if you want to, and it'll work as well. So you can convert your 400 rupees Parker pen into a way better writing experience. You'll have to spend a little more. The Monteverde is about 500 a pair. The Smid is also rupees 500 a pair. But there are other options that you can get for much cheaper, so you can try that out and play around with it. So this is me showing my love for the Parker Classic, mostly because these are in the same lines of a fountain pen in that you can use it forever. Metal body, replaceable refills, and very satisfying clickety click. So yeah, that's my take on the Parker Classic or the Parker Jotter. If you have any questions, please feel free to add them in the comments and we can talk about it. And thanks for watching, and if you like this video and if you like the hacks that I presented, do drop me a like, and thank you. Bye.